Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to be joined by Gretchen Jordan, CVA Coordinator of the Volunteers Office of the Long-Term Care Ombudsman, and Glenn Burke, one of our volunteers. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thanks for having us here. We really appreciate your time.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, so tell us, Gretchen, start with you. What is the Ombudsman program for anyone who doesn't know?
Well, it's tough to say, but it's a very important program. The Long-Term Care Ombudsman is tasked with protecting the rights and dignity of our elders in long-term care facilities. So, for example, nursing homes, assisted living, residential care, and adult foster homes. It's a free and confidential service of the state of Oregon, and it's available to any resident as well as family, staff member. What we do is we advocate for the rights of the resident.
Oh, very good.
For a lot of people, when that decision to move into long-term care sometimes isn't one that's thought out, or it's not a popular decision, but sometimes that's what happens when people age, that's their housing option for them. And for many people, there's a lot of things that happen that go into that, but many times they feel like they've lost all of their power, all control over their life and all their rights. Moving from living independently in their own home to coming into a facility and perhaps a very different environment. And they think they've lost all of their rights, but in reality, they have all the rights they did when they lived at home, even a little bit more. So our office is tasked with providing trained volunteers who will go in and visit those facilities on a regular basis, check in with the residents, see how things are going, and then whenever possible and appropriate, they're going to advocate with the caregivers, with the family, even with other residents to make sure that quality of life is the best it can be.
Very good. Okay, and Glenn, you're one of those volunteers.
Yes,
Tell us what kind of training is involved?
We have 40 hours of training, 5 days. We have an incredible trainer that comes down. She's an attorney, knows the law, knows a lot about healthcare, of course, and everything that's involved. So we get very good training. And then it's really going out with some experienced ombudsmen that are already in the program.
Just learn the ropes.
Take them around a little around the ropes. And then it's just kind of going and doing it, and you learn something every day. Every time you go there, you learn something new.
That's a wonderful program. We're going to take a quick break. We'll have much more in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. We're here with Gretchen Jordan and Glenn Burke. Gretchen, you guys have a training event coming up. Tell us about this.
We do. We schedule trainings in local communities all around the state. And coming up in Southern Oregon starts March 12th, and it runs for 5 days. Folks can find that information on our website. In order to volunteer and attend the training, there is an interview process. They need to be 21 years of age and to be able to have certain qualifications, such as experience with an advocacy or skills background where they're not afraid to talk with people, to be a problem solver, to be a good listener, and a good advocate.
And Glenn, you're one of those good advocates.
Yeah, well, I think the main thing, you have to just want to care. You have to care about people, and you want to be able to hopefully solve some of their problems. And you go in there and you realize you're the only person sometimes between them and the whole system, and the system's pretty complicated.
Sure.
And if you're in one of these homes and you're ill or you're frail, sometimes we're the only people that really come in and advocate just for them.
And can you volunteer as much or as little as you want, or is there a time commitment required?
They would like us to volunteer at least 16 hours a month, which isn't a great deal. We probably, most of us probably volunteer quite a bit more.
Very nice. And you guys have an award ceremony recognizing some of our many great volunteers like that.
Right. We've got 17 volunteers in Josephine and Jackson counties who have completed the remarkable task of visiting 100% of all of the facilities in both of those counties. That's over 3,500 people and many, many facilities. Wow. And this is the second year in a row that they've done that. Only 2 counties in the state to have achieved that. And what we know, that helps promote a wonderful quality of life and quality of care. But these volunteers here have done a remarkable job, and we could certainly use a few more in each county. And so we'd really encourage people to go to the website.
Yeah, and what is that website?
It's www.oregon.gov/LTCO. And all the information is on there. They can download an application. There's some frequently asked questions, and I'm happy to answer their questions.
Very nice. Gretchen and Glenn, thank you both so much for being here.
Thanks a bunch.
Thank you. Nice to meet you, Gretchen. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.